The Milan Winter Olympics have come and gone, and the highlight of the whole thing was the men's gold medal hockey game between the 50 states of America and the 51st state. That's right, I said it, syrup drinkers. My audience is predominantly American anyway, I know my demographic. After nearly 50 years, America has finally won gold in men's hockey thanks to Jack Hughes' overtime goal against Canada, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer country. The tensions between these two teams have been very high over the last couple of years, dating back to the Four Nations face-off, where the Canadian fans, due to political tensions, booed the American national anthem, and in turn, the American players started 3 fights in about 9 seconds. So to honor this great moment in American history, we are counting down the top 10 American-born players in NHL history. Side note, this is American-born players, not American players. So while Brett Hull was American by way of his mother, he was born in Ontario, therefore he does not count. Before we get to the end and I don't say Brett Hull's name and y'all come at me in the comments, how could you forget about Brett Hull? They didn't forget about him. He doesn't count. And while Mike Eruzian, TJ Oshie, and Jack Hughes provided great Olympic moments that will stand the test of time, this list will be about overall career body of work. And speaking of TJ Oshie, I will never forget the Sochi Winter Olympics and a preliminary round matchup between America and Russia. Oshie won the game for America in a shootout, which prompted me to get this hat made which says TJ Sochi, honoring Oshie's heroics in Sochi. You will be missed. On to the list. But first, if you don't know who I am or where you're at, Kivo, let them know.
So if you love the game and you wanna hate less, and you sick and tired of only listening to Skip Bayless, you know we gotta keep it hype. This is sports done right. Let's go.
Number 10, Connor Hellebuyck. What better way to start than with the Great Wall of America? Originally, I was going to have Ryan Miller on this list, but given how dominant Hellebuyck was during this Olympic run, he just knocked Miller off. Hellebuyck overthrew Miller by doing something Miller couldn't, and that's win gold. When evaluating these two American goaltending icons, the comparison highlights a shift from Ryan Miller's longevity and pioneering success to Connor Hellebuyck's current era of statistical dominance. Hellebuyck's 91.7 career save percentage surpasses Miller's 91.4, ever so slightly, and his 3 Vezina trophies and Hart Trophy are rare for any goalie to achieve. And of course, during this past gold medal game, Hellebuyck was bombarded with 41 shots on goal and came away with 40 saves, only allowing 1 goal in a 2-1 victory. Hellebuyck's got a very loaded trophy case, and he's sitting pretty at number 10 on this list. Number 9, the Tkachuks. How can we talk about American players and not talk about the trio of Jack Tkachuk and his 2 sons? Brady and Matthew were at the forefront of the fisticuffs during that Four Nations face-off when all the fights erupted at the beginning of the game. The American team clearly had 2 objectives. 1, beat up the Canadians physically. Check. 2, beat them up on the scoreboard. This is exactly what they did in a 3-1 victory that was powered by the energy these 2 brothers brought to the team. The Tkachuk family are a very accomplished family in the NHL. All 3 were first-round draft picks. Keith played 18 seasons, was a 2-time All-Star, and led the league in goals in the 1996-97 season. Matthew is also a 2-time All-Star and a member of the back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. He scored 45 points in the 47 playoff games during the 2 championship runs. Brady Tkachuk was drafted 4th overall in 2018, making him the highest drafted member of the family. He was named to the All-Rookie team and is the captain of the Ottawa Senators. Number 8, Jeremy Roenick. Riddle me this, how many Tkachuks does it take to beat Roenick? JR clears the family of skilled brutes with a 23-6-1 record over the Patriarch. If Hellebuyck is the American Wall, then Jeremy Roenick was the Wrecking Ball. He had 0 fear on the ice, and while Hellebuyck's case is built on hardware in the recent gold medal, Roenick's case is built on raw production and longevity. He was the 3rd American-born player to reach the 500 goal mark, joining Joe Mullen and Mike Modano, and he remains 4th all-time in points among Americans with 1,216. He also won a silver medal in 2002. Number 7, Auston Matthews. Fun fact, I actually used to think Auston Matthews was Canadian because that is just not the way that Americans spell Austin. Matthews has solidified his legacy as one of the greatest American-born players in NHL history, primarily through his unprecedented goal-scoring dominance and individual accolades. Since being drafted first overall in 2016, Matthews has rewritten the record books, becoming the first player in the modern era to score 4 goals in his NHL debut. His 69 goals in the 2023-24 season are a record among American-born players, and he's the only American with multiple 60-goal seasons. He's won 3 Maurice Richard trophies, a Hart Memorial Trophy, and a Ted Lindsay Award, placing him in a rare tier of excellence that few U.S. players have ever reached at such a young age. Coming in at number 6, the greatest star-spangled goalie of all time, the winningest American-born goalie of all time, Jonathan Quick. His legacy is anchored by 3 Stanley Cups and a historic performance in 2012 that earned him the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP. Quick's aggressive, athletic, and highly flexible style revolutionized the position, allowing him to make spectacular desperation saves that became his trademark. In early 2024, he officially passed Ryan Miller as the winningest goalie of all time. Beyond his NHL success, Quick has been a cornerstone for Team USA on the international stage, notably earning a silver medal at the 2010 Winter Olympics and serving as the primary starter during the 2014 Sochi Games. He's been known to elevate his play during the high-pressure moments. His 94.6 save percentage during the 2012 playoff run was one of the most dominant runs that we've ever seen. Number 5, Pat LaFontaine. You ever watch Pat LaFontaine highlights? It's fun. He was a magician with the puck. His 117 points per game average is the highest among all American-born players with at least 400 games played, a testament to his legendary status. LaFontaine's 92-93 season with Buffalo is particularly legendary. His 148 points, that's 53 goals and 95 assists, set the record for the most points in a single season by an American, a mark that still stands as the benchmark for elite production. Internationally, LaFontaine was a vital component of the United States' rise to global hockey prominence during the late 20th century. He represented Team USA in 2 Olympic Games and was a key member of the historic 1996 World Cup of Hockey squad that defeated Canada to capture gold. His influence extended beyond the box score, proving that U.S. players could dominate the center position, traditionally a Canadian-dominated position. Number 4, Brian Leetch. This is my kind of player. A teammate of LaFontaine on that 96 World Cup team, Leetch is not only one of the greatest American-born players of all time, he's one of the greatest defensemen in NHL history. While most defensemen are happy to just clear the zone, Leetch is arguably the most gifted offensive defenseman the United States has ever produced. He is one of only 5 defensemen to score 100 points in a season. The 1994 season was Leetch's masterpiece. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, he didn't just lead his team. He led the entire league in scoring with 34 points, a feat almost unheard of for a blue liner. That performance earned him the Conn Smythe Trophy, making him the first American-born player to ever be named playoff MVP. Number 3, Mike Modano. What is the greatest generation of American hockey? While the recent gold medal might signal a shift, that conversation has to begin with the Lone Star legend who popularized the sport in Texas. On paper, his resume is a laundry list of production. The number 1 overall pick in 1988, Mighty Mo retired as the all-time leading scorer among American-born players with 561 goals and 1,374 points. Records that stood for years as the gold standard of American excellence. What truly separates Modano from the rest was his ability to adapt, and if you're going to play as long as Modano did, you gotta be able to change with the times. Early in his career, he was a pure offensive thoroughbred, but under coach Ken Hitchcock, he transitioned into one of the most elite two-way centers in the world. This evolution was key to the Dallas Stars' 1999 Stanley Cup victory. Modano was a cornerstone of the greatest generation of American hockey. He was a vital piece of the 96 World Cup team that defeated Canada, and he was a leader of the 2002 Olympic team. Number 2, Chris Chelios. The rare athlete to put an asterisk on Father Time's unbeaten record. If Brian Leetch was the blueprint, Chelios was the foundation. Rugged, immovable, and seemingly built to last forever. For 26 seasons, Chelios didn't just play in the NHL, he dominated it. He retired holding the record for most games played by a defenseman, 1,651, and remains the gold standard for longevity in American sports history. Chelios was a rare superstar who could reinvent himself every decade. In the 80s, he was a high-scoring force in Montreal. In the 90s, he was the heart and soul of the Chicago Blackhawks, winning 2 of his 3 Norris trophies as the league's top defender. And in the 2000s, he became the ultimate veteran presence for the Detroit Red Wings. He didn't just hang on to a roster spot. He won his 3rd Stanley Cup at the age of 46 as a key member of that team. While he played in 4 different Winter Olympics, unfortunately this gladiator never won gold. He sits behind only one man on this list because while in Chicago you have the house that Chelios built, our number 1 pick is the one that packed the house. That's right, at number 1, it couldn't be anyone else, Patrick Kane. The 19-year-old phenom was drafted first overall in 2007 by the Chicago Blackhawks and won the Calder Memorial Trophy in a landslide as he redefined what it meant to be a national icon. On January 29, 2026, the man they called Showtime performed one last act of statistical conquest as he recorded his 1,375th career point. He officially passed Mike Modano as the highest-scoring American-born player in NHL history. While Matthews is the modern engine and Hellebuyck is the new wall, Kane remains the singularity of American hockey. This man won 3 Stanley Cups and a Conn Smythe Trophy all before the age of 26. He didn't just participate in the greatest generation, he ruled over it. Our next 5 out obviously include Ryan Miller. The list would just hold no merit without Miller's name somewhere on here. Number 12 would be Neil Broughton. Can't have a list of greatest American-born players without somebody from that Miracle on Ice team. Number 13, Phil Housley. I'm a sucker for a defender that can score, and he averaged nearly a point per game during his 8 years in Buffalo. Number 14, Joe Pavelski, who retired as the all-time leading playoff goal scorer in American history. And number 15, Dustin Brown, the 2-time Stanley Cup champion, retired top 5 in league history in hits. So there's the list, so go ahead, tell me what I got wrong, tell me what you agreed with. If you have any ideas for what you want to see me do next. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys next time.
So if you love the game and you wanna hate less, and you sick and tired of only listening to Skip Bayless, you know we gotta keep it hype. This is sports done right. Let's go.